Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. Today on the program,
there has an apparent surge in the number of child criminals.
The House of Representatives pushes for the lowering of criminal age of responsibility.
Wala pong imprisonment na mangyayari dito.
Senators weigh in on the proposal amid concerns of violations of children's rights.
Baka sumobra. Baka siguro, worst comes to worst, baka pumayag ako sa 11.
Also, how can Filipinos benefit from the new work-from-home law?
You're not waking up early, you're not coming home late, you have more time with your kids, you have more quality time.
The influx of Chinese workers to the country. And should China or the government take over Hanjin operations in Subic? Senate Committees on Labor and Youth Chairman Joel Villanueva joins us live. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pinky Webb. Lowering the age of criminal liability to 9 years old moves forward at the House of Representatives, but senators seem to be divided on the issue. Also, Filipinos working in the private sector will soon benefit from the work-from-home law. And how should government act on Hanjin operations with thousands of jobs at stake? Let's go straight to the source of the story. He's the chairman of the Senate Committees on Labor and Youth, Senator Joel Villanueva. Senator, good to have you finally.
Good morning, and thank you again
Sir,
for having me. It's a pleasure.
Salamat po. Ang dami natin kailangan pag-usapan. The first
Yes,
really was, of course, this work-from-home bill, or it's called Telecommute.
Yes,
This
Telecommuting
is
Act.
Telecommuting Act. Tell us more about this, because I'm sure a lot of people will be interested. Who can avail of this?
Well, telecommuting refers to a working arrangement that allows employees to perform their duties and responsibilities or to work in an alternative workplace using telecommunication. This scheme is being applied almost all over the world, and we thought that this would benefit almost all of our sectors, especially the business sectors of our society. They're very happy about it. In fact, Pinky, in 2016, when we were having the hearing for this particular measure, some 261 companies in the country are already implementing this. You have Meralco Foundation, you have SGS, Metro Pacific Ventures, etc. They are getting all the benefits. For example, the company from benefiting lesser cost of production, expenses. For example, studies shows in Stanford University, they were saying 13 to 15% efficiency rate, increase in efficiency of productivity, employees' productivity. And then in Texas, they were saying if you're actually working from home, you're actually working 5 to 7 hours more than a regular worker. And of course, if you talk about to the employees, they're so happy about it. In the Philippines, you have Liza from Baguio working or transforming her sala set into an office. And again, this is not mandatory. This is optional. This is between the worker and the employer. If they agree to it, to implement this working arrangement, they can do it as long as the terms and conditions will not be less than the labor standards of the law.
But Senator, tell us which industries can actually, or you said some already employ this,
Yes.
about 260 plus companies
Yes.
back in 2016. But who are the likely candidates?
Definitely the IT BPM sector. You have the encoders, you have the web designers, web developers, now the customer service relations, some engineers are actually benefiting from it. Actually, the members of the media can actually benefit from it.
We can work from home.
Yeah, you can work from home. And I just wanted to mention, for example, IBM, when they started doing this, they were able to save, in the first year of implementing this, they were able to save $35 million in the first year, about 40–60% decrease in the cost of real property costs. And now AT&T, when they implemented this, from having a 12-floor building for their employees, they managed to decrease it to 2.5 floors. So imagine the cost that natipid po nila.
Yeah.
Opo.
And so really what it is an employee can work from home or can work from a cafe.
Yes.
Or yung tawag doon, yung parang sharing ng mga
Yes.
office, co-sharing ng
Yes.
co-sharing ng space ng office. That also happens.
Yes, the bottom line here, Pinky, is that we want a work-life balance
Right.
and flexibility among workers. If you ask the millennials, for instance, what kind of work you want to be involved in when you graduate, they would say, I don't want to work in a 8 to 5, nakakulong ako
Yeah,
sa box.
yung 9 to 5 job, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I can work more than 12 hours
Yeah.
if need be, just to ensure that I reach my targets and reach my goals.
So it's clear, it's not, obviously, it's not mandatory. It's really an agreement between the employer and the employee.
Because at the same time, Pinky, when we talk about those companies implementing these work arrangements, we have been receiving complaints. For instance,
Okay.
some employees were saying, I'm not being paid the way those guys who work from the office are being paid. It should be equal compensation. The social protection should be there. For instance, if you're working on a special non-working holiday, then you should get 130% daily, and if it's a regular holiday, then you should be paid 200% daily rate.
So the benefits, the terms and conditions of a regular employee must apply
Yes.
to the employee working from home or telecommuting.
Including the trainings, the access to training, including if they would do
Benefits.
some team building, they should be part
What
of it.
about SSS?
Yes,
Lahat yun.
definitely.
Kasama din yun.
PhilHealth, yes, definitely, they should be covered.
Senator, do you see the Philippines kind of like moving towards this work from home?
Definitely, and Pinky, I'm actually scheduled to sponsor, if not tomorrow, maybe next week, the compressed work week. This is another
Okay, let's talk about
additional working arrangement that we are espousing. We need to come up with dynamic laws that, in the next few years as we move forward, and now we are in Industrial 4.0, we're not talking anymore of computers and all these databases. We're talking now about artificial intelligence, etc. Our law should be dynamic. And so in this particular law of telecommuting, we came up with a provision that the Department of Labor and Employment would do some pilot testing to different sectors, of business sectors, that will be able to benefit from this kind of working arrangement.
So what exactly are you planning to file?
Well, I'm sponsoring yung compressed work week.
Compressed work week. What happens here?
For example, your work time will be measured as long as you are not exceeding dun sa maximum working hours a week. And then you can work for 4 days or...
I see. So you can
for
work, let's say it's a 40...
flexible time.
O kaya 40 days
Yes.
a week, which is about
40 hours.
8 hours a day.
Yes.
Pwede kang mag 16 hours, for example, ng Monday, tapos pwede din Tuesday, Wednesday, tapos you can be off na Friday,
Yes.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Yes.
Sunday, something like that.
Yes, something like that. Or you can divide your time. For instance, I'd work for 5 days or 6 days, but my time would be only about 4 or 5 hours a day.
But you can work Monday to Saturday.
Yeah, and then also the holidays.
Yeah.
I know it's a different topic, but we're also pushing for rationalization of holidays because we have so much holidays in the
Yeah.
country. So if we rationalize it, even the employees can actually choose which holiday he would take.
Okay, so the compressed work week is still in the works, no?
It's, I already have the committee report. I'm sponsoring it on the floor, and
Okay.
hopefully we'll be able to pass it before the end of this Congress.
And 17th, no, Senator. And who are the likely candidates for a compressed work week? Which industries are we looking at as well?
Well, I could see a lot of industries, no? But let me also point out that whether you're talking about telecommuting or compressed work week, we acknowledge the fact that there are some jobs na hindi ho po pwedeng i-apply ito. No? For instance, yung lineman, yung inspector, and similar jobs like that. But other jobs like yung mga maraming mga papeles, etc., telemarketers, yung nasusukat din naman po yung kanilang yung result na kailangan nila, how many clients they need to talk to, etc. So these are the jobs na po pwede pong mag-benefit dito.
Let's move topics, sir. Special working permits. We found out that the special working permits being issued by the are being issued by the Immigration Bureau. Top of mind, sir, I was thinking that special working permits. Well, actually, to be honest with you, sir, I don't know who's supposed to be. Kasi dalawa, no, sir? May special working permit, merong alien
employment permit.
employment permit.
AEPs.
Please tell us the difference para maintindihan natin.
Sige po, let's start by talking about the provision of our Constitution,
Okay.
the mother of all laws. It says in Article 12, Section 12, that the preferential treatment for Filipino laborers, meaning to say the Filipinos comes first when it comes to job opportunities available in the country. We must have that preferential treatment to our kababayans. And that is why the Department of Labor and Employment has the sole
Authority,
responsibility in vetting the foreign workers to work here in the country, because they would know, they would have the technical competency to find out whether or not this cannot be filled up by our
So
kababayan.
it's supposed to be the DOLE?
Yes.
DOLE is the one that says, this particular job cannot be filled by a Filipino, hence, we can have foreigners
Yes,
come.
mostly it's highly technical, and you know, Pinky, I wanted to put also on record that I am not totally against foreigners working in the country, because I believe when they give their expertise, they are helping our economy, they are helping our country. And may bill nga ako sa Senado na dapat yung knowledge transfer mangyari sa atin, no? But this is my problem. My problem is that some foreigners are already dubbed as illegal workers. They are robbing our countrymen jobs that are available, and specifically for them, for instance, call center agent, construction workers, chef, etc. Now, DOLE is the sole agency issuing alien employment permits. Now, BI came up with a memorandum that they are to issue special working permits. During our hearing, we were told that they are issuing special working permits for PBA imports, for those who would conduct
Artists.
concerts, yes, in the
Singers.
country, which is no problem. But when we look at the figures, 189,000.
Yeah, this came from you.
Yes.
189,000 from January
Were issued.
to November in
That's only
2018.
11 months, Pinky. With DOLE's AEPs, or alien employment permits,
Yeah.
in the past 3 years, it's only 115,000.
So, di hamak na mas malaki ang binibigay na permits ng Bureau of Immigration. First and foremost, sir, is it legal, is it right for you personally that the BI should issue special working permits?
We raised this during the budget hearing a couple of days ago, and we asked them of the legal basis for the Bureau of Immigration
But you
to
said
issue.
it was just a memorandum.
They couldn't give us an answer, a straight answer, that they have a legal basis. And that's why in the coming budget for 2019, we just passed the budget last night, the members of the Senate agreed with this representation that the Bureau of Immigration should cease from issuing special working permits, and that before they issue a working visa to anyone, to any foreign national, they would have to get the alien employment permit coming from DOLE. That would be a prerequisite before getting a visa, so that our countrymen will be protected.
I see. So, AEP muna bago sila makakuha ng special working permit? Is that
Ng
so,
visa.
sir?
Actually, Pinky, currently, they need AEPs for any working visa right now. But the thing is, they came up with the
SWP.
SWP. And what is worse here, Pinky, is when we started calling the Bureau of Immigration, their satellite office in SM Ora, and asked for the process. They couldn't give us the process. Parang, if you apply, you will immediately get it for about less than a week. But if you pay 5,000 pesos, you will get it in one day. But there's no receipt for the 5,000 pesos. It's called expedite lane. So if you
And this is an office of who, sir?
the Bureau of Immigration. So you could just imagine the 189,000
times 5,000.
that's close to $1 billion.
Okay.
O sabihin mo na lang half, that's $500 million right away.
Yeah, so
you could just imagine.
Did you find out where that money goes, sir?
We asked them and they would give us a report. I will continue my hearing in the next coming weeks to find out and get to the bottom of this. But the thing is, they have to stop issuing special working permits because they themselves agree that they don't have the capacity to vet
Yes.
whether or not these foreign workers will not rob our kababayans jobs that's available for them.
We'll continue our conversation. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Coming up, from 15 to 9 years old, we get to know his thoughts on the proposal to lower the minimum age of criminal liability. Senator Joel Villanueva will still be with us after the break. So I don't understand. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, Senator Joel Villanueva. Sir, I just want to finish this. So, hindi na po, sabi niyo po, as of yesterday during the hearing, hindi na po mag-issue ang BI ng special working permits at all.
That will be part of the GAA that will be passing in the next couple of days.
So, hindi na sila, they will stop issuing the SWP starting
Yes,
when, sir?
the permits. Actually, the BI agreed that they would have to coordinate first with DOLE for the AEPs before they issue any visa.
Pero yung SWP, tapos na po yan.
They
Wala
should
na,
cease.
stop.
Yes,
So
yes.
just to clarify this, now they can still, foreigners can still get visas or
Yes.
permits. Ay, hindi. Wag na natin tawaging permits, sorry, visas.
Visas.
As long as they first secure an alien.
Employment permits, which they have to prove that they have the expertise. These are because Pinky, for example, in Binondo Bridge, they're constructing the bridge in Binondo. It's a government project. You see a lot of Chinese nationals
Really?
working there. So it's
Baka naman
obviously
Filipino-Chinese, sir, na nakatira dito.
they are Chinese nationals. We already
niyo
investigated.
rin.
We already talked to them. Yeah. And then you have what?
But sir, ito, Pogo, yung
That's another
online
issue.
gaming
That's another
operation.
Philippine offshore
Gaming
online.
operations, yes.
uh-huh.
Paano ho ito? Because I think a lot of the Chinese nationals are actually doing this because they have to speak the language fluently.
One, let me state for the record that there are a lot of Filipinos who can speak Chinese. I mean Mandarin and Cantonese, Hokkien, etc.
Okay.
Two, again, I don't have problems foreigners working here because they're helping our economy and if they're really experts, right? The thing is, we have seen a lot of illegal Chinese workers in online gaming. For example, at Clark, 1,200 were arrested.
Sa Fontana, yun
Just
po ba yun?
yes, just recently here in Pasig, 19 were arrested in illegal online gambling. So I just wanted to protect our people na kung merong available jobs at kayang gawin ng mga Filipino, dapat sila.
Sir, but don't you want to start with a online? Is Pogo legal? Yung offshore gaming operations?
That's another issue.
But that should be games and amusement, tama ba? Or is that
Yes,
yours?
Pagcor, but also I'm worried about it because one, Pagcor is giving licenses to online gaming, but in their charter, it's not explicitly expressed
That
they can actually give online franchise.
Then you, Senator, should look into
We
this.
are,
sir.
we
Yeah.
are. In fact, it was tackled during our hearing last November. And we're looking at it. Pagcor believes that they can actually do it.
Yeah.
But just like the revised penal code, during that time, yung cyber bullying, hindi
Yeah.
po pwede. Dahil hindi sakop ng revised penal code. So Congress has to pass another measure.
Right.
So we
I guess
the same
what
way,
I'm trying to say, sir, is kailangan talaga tingnan si Pogo because there's that influx of Chinese workers, they say, sir, because of Pogo
Definitely.
also.
And another thing, big is that these Chinese workers, or any national, again, we're not singling out any foreign nationals here, you have to check kasi baka mamaya may mga mental disorders yung mga pumapasok dito and yung security and safety of our people. Importante din po yan, more than anything. And then, of course, yung jobs being given.
Away from Filipinos,
Yes, taken
you were
away
saying.
from our kababayan.
All right, again, we have last 4 minutes, sir. Lowering the age of criminal responsibility or liability. Sir, are you for this? The House passed it 15 to 9 years old.
I'm definitely against it. 9 years old. I have a 8-year-old son, and it's like telling your kids na you can't go out and play anymore dahil maraming germs outside. in fairness to the House, I haven't seen the version. I spoke with Ate Pia Cayetano, and she told me about her version, which I think is far better than what they passed. I think, as mentioned earlier in the report, we have to do well with the halfway house. We have to do well with how to go after these syndicates, because I just heard someone from Malacanang saying that because syndicates are using these kids, these children, then we have to go after these children. So it's
Who said that,
ridiculous.
sir? Sabihin mo na.
I'm not sure if it's Attorney Panelo or someone from Malacanang. I just read it in one of the articles.
So definitely you're not for lowering it to 9. Is there a specific age you think, or must it be lowered? Just to put this on record, sir, because it's Senator Kiko Pangilinan who was saying that based on the records of the PNP, this was back in I think 2013, if I'm not mistaken. Sabi po nila, PNP records show that out of the 100% crimes committed, only 2% of the crimes are committed by children. Yun po yung sinasabi dun sa data ng PNP. So he says, don't look into the children, look into possibly the syndicates behind this and all, sir.
Well, that's one thing. There's no question about it. Government should go against these syndicates and punish them hard. Because if you do this and come up with this ridiculous argument, then it's like government is actually like admitting that they can do anything about it, right? One. And two, when you talk about the age, I'm not sure about coming up with 12, 13, or 14, because we have different levels of comprehension. No? If you have a psychiatrist, a child psychologist, you can actually find out whether or not this particular person, individual or child, is actually acting on his capacity to really know what is right and wrong.
And maybe a child may be a little bit more mature than another child of the same age.
Definitely.
So are you saying that you're not for lowering the criminal liability, sir?
I am right now, but 9 is way too low.
What are you looking at, sir? Possibly 13?
Well, between 13, 14, 12, 13, something like that. But again, I am not comfortable talking about the age right now. And as I mentioned earlier, we have different levels of comprehension and maturity.
Okay, we'll be taking another short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. We'll be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today is Senator Joel Villanueva. Sir, say it na lang on air. Ano ho ba ang overwhelming sentiment sa Senado regarding
Well,
the
most of them, if not all, are against 9 years of age.
But
some are amenable to higher age. But I think most of us would agree that it's very hard to figure out a particular age.
So how do you move forward if you're saying it's hard to actually identify a particular age?
Let me also say for the record, Pinky, that we don't have time to tackle and pass this. I mean, we're running out of time. We're in the next few weeks. Election fever is just around the corner. Number two, I think we have to talk to experts to find out really. And I've talked to some of them. They would tell you na hindi po pwedeng i-point out itong particular age. Kasi even in courts, these experts would have to be there and test and say, yeah, alam niya yung ginagawa niya. Diba? So, again, ang ayoko lang po is yung idab natin ang ating mga batang-bata, musmos, na maging kriminal, no?
Just on the flip side, sir, and as a last question, Malacanang and even the House Justice Committee is really actually saying this law is meant to protect the children because they are being used by syndicates at such a young age. So hindi naman daw sila ikukulong, ilalagay sila sa somewhere, a halfway home, sir.
Idadab sila as criminals. So that's one. Number two, if you can't show the people that you are serious in running against these syndicates, paghihinalaan ka na you're surrendering and you're admitting that you can't do anything about it. Number three, I think it's far better na bigyan natin ng responsibility yung mga parents. kung kinakailangan nga, kung mapatunayan talaga na yung parent ang nag-uutos dun sa bata, di ba, na gumawa ng, o magnakaw at gumawa ng criminal activities, then the parent should be liable, the parent should be put in jail.
Senator Villanueva, Joel Villanueva. Sir, maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Thank you so much. And Pinky, permit me to greet my mom. She's watching right now. Hi, Mom. I love you, and I will always will.
Take care. We wish her very well, your mom, of
Thank
course.
you. Thank you
Senator
very
Joel.
much.
We
God
wish her
bless you,
very well.
Pinky.
Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.